Well, since our last interview, the Kendrick Lamar and Drake battle happened.
Yeah. That shit was crazy.
Yeah. Well, Kendrick dropped Euphoria, and he basically called Drake a snitch. He said, we ain't got to get personal. There's a friendly fade. You should keep it that way. I know some shit about N-words that make Gunna Wanna look like a saint. So he's
Yeah.
basically saying, oh yeah, Gunna snitched. Based on what you did, you're snitching, it's nothing compared to what Gunna did.
Yeah.
So Drake responded on The Heart Part 6. And he said, first, if I was a rat, so where's the proof of the trial then? Where's the paperwork or the cabinets filed in? 1090 Jake would have taken all the walls down. The streets would have had to be hiding out in a small town.
Yeah.
How did it feel to have your name mentioned during the biggest battle of this era?
Yeah, that shit was crazy because I didn't know. I just started receiving texts like, yo, fuck it, you did it. I'm like, I did what? You know what I mean? And then people start sending me the link. I'm like, oh shit. At that time, I had just came down to Florida and I'm at a B&B, you know what I'm saying, with the family and shit. And I'm like, yeah, I gotta go out. Like, why do you gotta go? I was like, nah, I gotta go celebrate. I gotta go pop a bottle of something. So I went out that night. I hit the strip club and hung the fuck out. But yeah, that was crazy because I didn't expect that. And knowing what I know behind it as far as like the snitch allegations, I even DM'd Drake and told him like I was gonna cover it, but their beef like faded and there was so little to cover. So basically Drake got robbed in the situation. They took his shit, but they did the robbery in front of the police outside of like some bougie ass restaurant. So they didn't even get away. They got grabbed at the scene, whatever, whatever. Drake lost the AP, whatever the fuck. They got picked up for it. Now, somebody that I think Drake worked with at one point in time, this black dude from Canada, he's the one that came out and said, oh, I got paperwork. And all he showed was like an affidavit, basically naming the two people that got booked for it and saying that Drake was the victim. Nothing about cooperation, no statement, none of this shit. So I even actually reached out to the guy that dropped the paperwork. And he's basically like, oh yeah, bro, I seen it. I don't have it, but I seen it. And I was like, yeah, this is a dead end. There's nothing on him. You know what I mean? So it was just something somebody threw out early in his career and people try to make it stick, but there was never actually anything saying Drake snitched on anybody.
Okay. So you're talking about the line, I mean, it's true, N-word slime me from my AP.
Yeah.
So, okay, so here we go. So I looked this up. So in 2009, Drake was robbed. This is according to Genius. It says he and his date had finished eating at a restaurant and had walked to Drake's SUV on Beatrice Street. Moments later, after they got in the vehicle, two armed men approached Drake and demanded his money and jewelry. The then 23-year-old rapper complied, giving the perpetrators $2,000 in cash, an Audemars Piguet watch, and a diamond chain Lil Wayne had gifted him. So two guys rolled up on him, coming out of a restaurant. They took him for $2,000 cash, a chain, and his AP watch.
Yeah.
But then they got caught right away. So is Kendrick kind of implying that he cooperated with the police on this?
Yeah, he's going along with what the guy from Canada was implying. So the guy from Canada worked with Drake early in his career. That guy's career went nowhere. And he was basically just hating on Drake. And Kendrick just reignited the old rumor about him.
Okay. Are you talking about this dude, Baka Not Nice? Because he was kind of dragged in this whole thing also.
I forget the dude's name. He's black, he's fat. They got an old ass music video on YouTube. I mean, the guy like has no followers on any social media platform anymore. His old Twitter got deleted. He deleted all the tweets. He's not even talked about anymore. But that's the guy that originally tweeted the picture of the arrest affidavit.
Okay. So did you and Drake communicate? Did he ever respond to you or anything?
Nah, he followed me on the gram.
Okay.
That's all he needed to do. And I was ready to go to war. But nah, he followed me on the gram, and I told him, I was like, yo, next time you ever in the city, hit me up, whatever. And that was it. And then cause he followed me off of the Rick Ross situation. That's how I got tied into it. And then after that situation is when he mentioned me in the song.
I mean, it's a big mention.
Yeah, he got me verified on Instagram off of that. You know, motherfuckers, because now they do this shit for like $15, but you got to put your real name on it and shit. And then before that, you have people paying like 10 bands just to get verified. So Drake got me verified. Well worth it.
Nice.
Yeah, appreciate you.